Hello everybody, welcome back to Sterlingshire Homestead. Maddie and I are here today putting in the basement lights. We got the first two in the bathroom done. These are probably the hardest ones because we have the most stuff in the way. But they went in pretty easy, probably about 10 minutes of light, so not too bad. The only downside is these pull chains, or these pull cords, are not quite long enough. If I reach up as high as I can reach, I'm still probably, I don't know, 8 inches away. So, if we have to, we can get a single step stool and turn them on and off. But when you come in the basement, you generally want them all on to begin with. So it's really not a huge deal. It's just a question of which ones we want on when we do them. So we're going to continue. We'll probably save all the ones like in these spaces for later because we don't really need them right now. Like this light here. Probably don't need that one. Probably don't need this other one up here. But we will get all the other ones. You can see, starting with the main basement living room area. So we'll come back to you when I get more in. And then hopefully when I turn the basement lights on. Drywall guys are almost done mudding. You guys probably saw that in the last video. It's Sunday right now, so we're just trying to get a few of these things done in the basement before we're allowed to go upstairs and do this exact same thing. See you in a few. Okay, so we got a few more in. We got a couple here. We got the ones in the bathroom done. We got the ones in the utility room done. And now we're just like continuing one by one. I'm getting all the ones that are in the way of the lumber first because that's probably the biggest pain in the butt. We have a little more room to work over there, believe it or not. So once I get this one done, this one I actually have room for. It's sitting right about above the chair, that one there. And then we're gonna hopefully by Tuesday afternoon turn these lights on. I'll try and get this other one done for right now, and I might call it a night. I think it's, what, 5 o'clock right now? Give or take. Anyway, we'll come back to you. Hopefully I get a little more of this done. It is nice to be able to have a work light in here. We can just keep chugging along at night. Eventually all these lights will just turn on. We won't even need a work light down here. Anyway, see you in a few.
Okay. Isaac wants to be timed.
So, we've got all of our parts here. We've got our 2 screws. We've got our pull chain extender, right? Because the chain is right there, okay? This has to go onto here. Up in the light box where the ladder is sitting, I've got to attach my white screw to, or excuse me, my silver screw to my white electrical wire, and my copper screw to my brass screw, I should say, because they're colored like yellow. That'll be the one that goes to my black wire. Ground, there is no ground on this. It's porcelain. It's self-insulating. So even if you touch the outside of this, if there was a short, it wouldn't hurt you. So 2 wires, do all this stuff. We're going to time it.
Okay. So I'm going to start the timer when you get to the... I guess when you start doing that, unless you want to start at the bottom of the ladder.
No, I'll go right here, and I want to even count my walk over there so people know how easy these are to put in.
And I'm gonna stop it when you get to the bottom of the ladder.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Don't die. All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Start.
Okay, I honestly think that this is probably about a 5-minute deal. One of the hardest parts is just like knowing what to do. And see, we got that done already. And having places to put things, because when you're doing all this stuff, having the extra pockets is nice. And so the first thing you do is you check with your tester. Yeah, there's no power there, we're good. And then you pull your wires down. Take the ground and get it out of the way and push it back up into the box for later. And once that's all up in the box, we're good to take the white and the black. Take your wire stripper, strip off the part of wire that you want. And in that case, I had to cut a little chunk because it was tapered weird. So this one even took an extra 2 or 3 seconds there. Then you curl your wire around. That way you've got that done. Looking good, almost. Curl that one just a little more. Okay, And then you take your base, and you can start hooking up the wires. White to silver screw. As long as we're on there nice. Yep. And actually pull that on a little harder. Ooh, okay. My coil's almost a little too tight. Not that that's a problem, we'll make it work. And lock that one in. And then this one, and we locked in here. Brass to brass. Oh boy. Oh no! Hey Maddie.
Yeah?
That's not gonna work.
Nope.
Restart!
Okay, we're gonna try this again.
Take two, different spot.
Ready?
We don't have a pull chain on this one though, so you gotta like add another 10 seconds for a pull chain. You guys saw me do a pull chain earlier.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I got this tester. You click it over here, you check the wires. If it doesn't go crazy beeping, then you're good. Next part, I like to, especially with these, start the screws right away. And thankfully, because I have extra pockets, I can take that and put that in there. And I don't have my drill, but it's okay, because just for this one, you can see what it would be like if you didn't have a drill. And you screw them in most of the way. I'd say probably 1/2 to 3/4. That way when you get your base on, it's easy just to put it in. And then we take this other one, do the same thing. It's probably the longest parts is just like screwing the stuff in, because the rest of this isn't too bad. These wires are actually already stripped too, because my electrician did that. It would take me, I don't know, 10 seconds to strip those. And then after I'm done with that, I go ahead and I make the curls on these. That way they attach nice. And my tool does that for me. And just make my curl over. Squish it just a little bit. And I do the same thing with this one. Make the curl over. Squish it just a tad. That way it fits the way we want. And then those are done. And in the meantime, I'm going to push all this extra wire that we don't want touching anything up in the box. And then we can take these guys and flip them so they're in a usable state, because I want to put that loop going the correct way. And then it's the same. White goes to your silver screw. You hook that around. You lock it in. That's one. And I like to make them pretty tight so they don't ever pop off. And then we'll put the other one on. And we go that same way. Pull them tight. And lock the brass one on the same way. Just like that. And now they're on tight. And then the next thing you do, you slide the wires back up in and get them pretty close to where you want them. And some of this you'll have to bend the wires and get them where you want. And then you find your screw, you slot it in, and then you turn it at the very end to lock it in how you want. So that'll hold it until I can get my screwdriver out and tighten the rest of it up. Overall, not a terribly lengthy process. Mostly just lots of screwdriver things to get stuff exactly where you want it to sit. And if you've got like bad wrists, or you've been doing this for several months, I'm sure all of the electricians that are watching this are like, oh my gosh, use a drill. I have a drill, you guys saw me using it on the other stuff. And that's what I will do. I will, on most of these, use a drill That way it's sitting the way I want it to sit and not having to use my wrist so much. And you lock it in and you check this one again, make sure it's as tight as you want. That's done. And the only thing you gotta do is put a light bulb in it. And then when we use the switch is just over here. And you use the switch is right over here. And you can show them down there. So this would be the switch, and then when I would flip that switch, this light with the light bulb in it would turn on. That's how that works. So the only other one we gotta do on this circuit is the one that's up here. And that I need at least a step stool for. So I will do that one at my leisure. The only thing that's different is I was the one that wired this one up. You gotta peel that yellow coating off. And there's tools to do that are fast. They're called a Romex stripper if you guys aren't electricians. And whatever gauge wire you have is the gauge wire of Romex stripper you have. Since we're using 12-2, you get a 12-2 Romex stripper and it could pop that right off and it would look just like the other one we just did. So less than 5 minutes of light, even including, I think screwing the bulb in would take another 10 seconds. Would we end at like 340? So not too bad. I think even going up and down the ladder, you could do them in less than 5 minutes. So very easy to put in. And all the other ones we got in and done, we just got to grab, we're out of pull chain light bulbs and I want to use those for the rest of the basement. So we'll get some more of those, finish this out, and come back to you soon, hopefully. See you in a bit. All right, welcome back everybody. They finished the priming and texturing. So we got they called it an orange peel texture. So if you want an orange peel texture, it's just a basic drywall texture. You can see that a little bit easier when I go like this. The little tiny bubbles that are kind of in everything. Easy spray on stuff. So from what I'm seeing here, still tacky, very much so. So I'm gonna try and leave it alone. But looking pretty good. Got everything sprayed. The only thing I don't like that they did is that it looks like they were kind of careless with how they sprayed, and I've got some of that spray in my heater box. So hopefully that doesn't hurt the heater box. I am probably going to have to talk with the drywall guy about how they did that, because this one looks like it's got a bunch of white stuff around it too through here. And that could just be the spraying process, but had I known, I wouldn't have left these running while they were spraying today. Apart from those couple sections, it's not too bad. See, they took care to tape these all up, which is nice. The other things that happened kind of the same in here with this one. They've got, you can see it. I'll turn this off. Ooh, wow. So you guys can see what this fan unit looks like. You see how it's all white like that? So all of them look like that. I was kind of hoping that that would not be the case. This one isn't as bad though, because the coils are not, we don't have to worry about the water in the coating on this. So hopefully this one will be okay. But you can hear, especially with these other ones, this one looks all right. But with these other two, they are now buzzing far more than they should. So I'm hoping that it's an easy fix later. This one wasn't ever on, so we're good here. Yeah, they took care to plug some of those spots with the water and things that would go in there. Very interesting to see. Anyway, right, Anna? Anna's all excited to be in here. We'll check out what it looks like upstairs too before we're done. But yeah, they got all the spraying, texturing done. I'm gonna have to come back through and wipe a lot of this up because it is a bit of a mess. Couple spots that they'll have to do a couple extra things on. This is kind of what we were looking for here. That actually turned out really good. Yeah. Yeah, see they did it to this heater box too. You see all that white? I don't know if that's just dust though, or paint, or primer I should say. I'm hoping it's just dust, because if it's dust I can vacuum them out. Yeah, you can see there's so much humidity because they sprayed today that they've got the windows just slightly cracked open to try and alleviate some of that. Otherwise it's looking good. Primed in all spaces it needs to be. They're cracking windows in a couple different spots to help dry things out, hopefully. And we should be good to go. Yeah, it's like they sprayed. Yeah, that's 100% that they sprayed and got stuff in. That's primer on the outside of that one. And all in there too, which is kind of annoying. So maybe we'll have to trade these boxes out later. Otherwise, it's looking pretty nice. We've got everything finished here. This banister looks really nice. When we were doing this initially, I was worried of how it would turn out, but they did a really good job here. And now if you like have a couch or something and you're trying to watch the game up on the wall here, you can set something on this ledge without worrying that it'll fall over, because that's a good 6-ish inches, 7-ish inches there. It was a 2x6 that we used, so 1/2 inch on each side of that. It should be about 6 inches. Anyway, that's all we got for this video. If you like what we do here at Sterling Shire Homestead, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. It certainly helps us out. Some of our next projects that are pretty obvious, we got to take care of the ceiling here and start putting trim on windows and doors and everything else. Those are our next sorts of things to get done, along with wiring up all these different places. I'll have to call my electrician in the next couple days and let him know what the scoop is here. Anyway, we'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. From Isaac and Anna here at Sterling Shire Homestead, have a good one, everybody. Oh, and I forgot. I should probably show you all of this stuff too. They got the staircase going downstairs. Lots of white. Primer is so very white. Woo! It is significantly cooler in the basement too now. We turned down the heaters the other day to make the space a little more usable. Like they're finally at a temperature that's not just disgusting. Very nice. Okay. See you later, everybody. All right, welcome back to the basement light install. All the lights are in. One quick note. Menards is the closest hardware store to my house. They are not sponsored. And I don't know if Smart Electrician is one of their brands or not, but I am convinced more and more with some of the products that I see with these guys, Smart Electrician anyway, that they are really crappy quality. I mean, the ones that we had before, these Leviton ones, so much better, so much easier to install. And there weren't issues putting them in. The difference, I'll show you here quick, I'll zoom in. Notice how this one is just a long notch, right? Where you put the screw in to hold everything in. And the one over here, the Leviton one, is not. It's a circle that you can physically twist. Let's see if I can steady my hands enough. It's a circle that you can physically twist. This one's probably even better to see. Here. Where are we? You see how it's got that notch there? And you can twist the fixture and then lock it in? That is a far better design. No question. So I'm thoroughly convinced that Smart Electrician is just cheap crap. That being said, all of our lights are in. We got 3 there. We got 3 here. We got the one in on the end, way down there. Then we got this one. The last part of the video that I want to show you guys here, I don't know if I'll get to it tonight yet or not. It is getting pretty dark. Is to get the 3-way switch running from here over to there where the basement ends. Or you would go upstairs. I'm going to try and get that in. I've got the switches already. It's just a matter of wiring them up and figuring out which one goes where. I'm pretty sure this one here, it's labeled. This is the basement lights, and that was the staircase lights. There's a 3-way for the staircase and a 3-way for the basement lights. So basement lights will go here. Staircase lights will go there, because that makes the most sense. So I'll try and get all that wired up next time I see you guys, and then we can figure that out and get the lights on in here, and then we don't ever have to use the work light ever again, because that thing is just bright. You cannot look at it when you're working. Anyway, we'll come back to you hopefully in a little bit. Anna's excited to get going, so we're going to get going for the night. Probably took us another, after we bought the actual light fixtures themselves, it was probably another, I don't know, hour and 45 minutes to get the rest of these installed. It's pretty quick, even by yourself. Just that I hate that type of fixture, and I would much rather have, like I was showing you guys, the Leviton version of this, because these Leviton ones, and those aren't actually like full of product, they're like on the ceiling now. I'm not leaving, I just got to pick up the boxes later. But the Leviton ones are far nicer, so we're going to go with those, I think, for every other one we do now. Okay, we'll see in a few. Hopefully I can get this all wired up with the switches, and I'll come back to you. Or, because this is a house in progress video, you're just going to have to wait and see the next one. Till next time, everybody. Thanks for watching.